Hi, how are you? It's Traviseen here, and welcome back to our adventures with the Gnome Warlock. Today, we are back in Stormwind, guys. And we are going to continue our Warlock journey. There we go. We noticed Demon Armor right away. It's working. So let's get these abilities, guys. Curse of Agony, rank 4. Drain Life, rank 4. Drain Soul, rank 3. And Siphon Life, rank 2.
Go with honor, friend.
Let's update those. Amplify Curse. Yeah, we already have that. Curse of Agony, rank 4. Wow, it does look quite a bit, almost 200 more damage. Over 24 seconds. Not bad. Drain Life, rank 4. 41 health every second from the caster. Not bad. It's up from 29. Drain Soul causes 295 shadow damage over 15 seconds now. Up from 155. And then the last one is Siphon Life, rank 2. And it now transfers 22 health every 3 seconds instead of 15. So small little upgrade there, not bad. And we'll head over here. We'll turn in the missing diplomat. It is a great quest now, but might as well turn in. We'll get a little bit of XP. And then after this, we'll head over to the cathedral. And we'll turn in the final quest that we have for Razorfen Downs.
Hey there. Yeah, this is an interesting read. Jorgen and Delave were smart to bring me in on this. Seems the Defias have been trying pretty hard to complete this plan of theirs. What's this? Fist? That's a familiar name.
Yeah, now that I think about it, Dashel something. What was his name? Fist. Dashel Stonefist. They call him Fist in some circles. Probably on account that he likes to get in brawls. You can find him in Old Town usually. Right smack dab in the center of it. Go talk to him. If you have to, use a sword or something heavy and blunt to persuade him to open up some. And don't hesitate. If he's in this as deep as these papers suggest, then he's not going to give you any information willingly.
What? You come into me alley and ask questions about me personal business?
Uh-oh.
Business which you obviously have nothing to do with.
Yeah, you're obviously not the smartest person to come into Stormwind. But you're about to be one of the dumbest to never leave. Have you met any friends?
You got my attention.
We burned that rat. There you go, the dots worked. It's okay, boys, back off. You've done enough. I'll meet up with you later.
So you came to me for a reason. What is it you need?
So, yeah. I might know something about that meeting at Addles' stead. Happened a few weeks back, I think. I really didn't have any part in it. Me part was done when Plan A failed. Damn adventurers. The guy we got on the inside for Plan B came out of Menethil. Guy called Slim. That's all I know regarding their backup plan.
Alright, so we'll head back. We'll turn this in. And then I guess we'll meet Slim one day, potentially. Today we're going to focus on picking up some quests for Uldaman, guys. There's quite a few, so I want to try to pick those up. It'd be fun to go through that dungeon at least once. It's really the only dungeon we haven't done yet of the ones we have unlocked so far.
Good to see you're still alive, adventurer. So, it went well with Dashel then, huh? I've been reading up more on this plan of theirs, and although it doesn't state the name of the diplomat they were after, it does talk about this Plan B they enacted after failing on their first attempt to capture him. This Slim that Dashel mentioned doesn't have any other name written here, but if you say he's in Menethil, then that's a start. A contact of mine retired in the wetlands at the harbor city of Menethil. He should be willing to help on your word alone if you tell him you're working for me. His name is Mikhail. He mentioned becoming a bartender before leaving Stormwind a few years ago. Speak to him, find this Slim, and find out if there's anything else to know about this kidnapped diplomat. We need to find out where they've taken him, or at least who he is. The docket doesn't mention anything about their plans after he's captured. Thank you, adventurer. The Scourge will now think twice before attempting to bolster its ranks again. May you be blessed by the light.
All right, so we got the Vanquisher's Sword, 28 attack power, 30 damage per second. Not a bad sword, we'll probably just sell it. And Amberglow Talisman, 1 Agi, 7 Stam, 10 Spirit. Neck. So it's a much better neck than the current one we have. 6 Stam, 6 Spirit, so we'll put that on. Small little upgrade there. So now I'm going to Hearth to Stout Logger Inn in Loch Medan. Could pick up In Search of the Temple, though. Actually, we'll be back. Do that later. Sunken Temple will probably be one of the next dungeons we hop into after Uldaman. You unlock that when you get into your 40s. Alright, so here we are in Loch Medan, guys. We're going to head over here and turn in Iron Band Wansu after we pick up the Badlands Reagent Run quest.
Did my sweet lass Kylie send you down to me? The apple of my eye, she is. Adventurer, I would make use of your services. I am an alchemist of some note, and I seek your aid in acquiring some reagents found out in the Badlands. I need the following items to replenish my stocks. 5 buzzard gizzards, 10 cracked coyote fangs, and 5 rock elemental shards. Obviously, you can get them off of the beasties themselves. If you're not the fighting type, then find friends who are. Acquire these items for me, you'll get some coin out of the deal. Well, what say ye?
All right. Okay, off to Iron Band we go, and then we'll make our way down to the Badlands. Some people have been getting lucky with Amazon return pallets, supposedly. This one person got 40 Kingston Fury 16 gigabyte DDR5 RAM modules, 40 packs. It's like close to, it's like thousands of dollars, like between like, I don't know, $6,000 to $8,000 worth of RAM at current prices. Supposedly it was a Reddit post. But you got to watch out for those guys. They could be hidden at, secret ads to try to get you to buy, $100 return pallets. And you'll most likely not get, your money's worth back.
Here there. So
But hey, maybe sometimes you do.
Good. I have a big task for you. Prospector Agmund was in charge of our excavation sites in the Badlands to the southwest. I say was because, well, I haven't heard from him in weeks. I need you to find Agmund so I can get his report. Last I heard, Agmund was at the southernmost dig site in the Badlands, a tiny operation past the Angor Fortress. I'd start your search for him there. I need a progress report sent to Thelsamar. A progress report and a restatement of my request for more blast powder. Here's the report. Take it to Jörn Hornhelm. He's our local contact in Thelsamar. It's not a difficult task, but it must be done.
All right, up to the Badlands we go. And some new information has come out about the new Pokemon Red and Leaf Green emulator that just came out on the Switch too. And supposedly you're not able to name your characters, or you can't name Ash and Gary the names that you want to give them. You can't just give them any name. Like, say your nickname is Dick, your name's Richard, and people call you Dick. It's like a common nickname for someone named Richard. Is Dick. And you wanted to make that your character's name in Pokemon, they don't allow that name to be used. Thought that was kind of weird. So it really isn't like the original version at all. Just too bad. We'll get a Void Walker out here. Hopefully we won't get attacked here. Let's say you wanted to name, I don't know, Gary Ass. Can't call him Ass. So like even like I don't know, like names that aren't that bad you can't use in the game. Kind of interesting how things like that have changed over time. And if you decide to name them those names, they just give you a random name instead that they generate. I think Gary's name in the Pokemon game was actually Red, right? You change it to Ash and Gary in Pokemon Yellow. Pokemon Yellow is more like the show, right? You have Pikachu following you and running around with you. I think that's what they made Yellow to be like. It's just more like the Pokemon show. Could be okay here. Oh wow, we're already... There's a few more quests to pick up here. Should have some water on us. Give ourselves a food buff too. 6 spirit. But it makes sense why they do that, I guess, right? It's a children's game, right? And there's probably kids playing like Pokemon for the first time. And they don't want, I guess, kids going to school with their Switch 2 and going, hey, look what I named my character. And it's like something pretty damn vulgar. So we have to head over here. We need to find a sign of hope. Find Prospector Rydal and let him know that Hammertoe Grez is alive. Is it right here? That's the sign of hope. Hopefully Sarfog's okay. Probably gonna go down here. Poor guy. I'll res him up after this. We got more than enough shards. Here's the quest right here.
Ryo,
Sign of hope.
taking me to Ultima.
Summon Sarfog once again. Until you pulled another. A Solution of Doom, I think, is another one we want to pick up. Find Egmont. It's another quest that I think leads into Uldaman. How many people out here questing? It seems like a lot of people are just farming dungeons, or they're most likely potentially playing retail right now. I think retail's probably brought back quite a few players. Did release a few days ago if you purchased the ultimate version. But there's still a lot of layers, like 10 layers supposedly. Still quite a few people playing. Got 3 more Coyote Fangs to go. Maybe we'll do a few more Cathedral dungeons as well. There's still a pretty good neck piece that we could get from that dungeon. 7 stam, 7 intellect, 7 spirit. Yeah, Warlock's pretty damn strong. Just dot everything up. And then drain life. Rarely ever have to drink or eat. Especially with this build. We got a ring. Ben Ring of the Tiger. 6 agi, 5 strength ring. Not bad. It's 1 gold right there. Try to get this last Coyote Fang for the Badlands reagent run. There we go. Be cool to play a Warlock in retail as well. I'm debating on playing Midnight when it releases today, when this video comes out. It is releasing today for everybody that didn't purchase the Ultimate Edition. I was thinking about picking it up. Been interesting to play a Warlock in TBC. And then also in retail as well, and just see the differences. I was watching somebody play like a Demonology Warlock. Supposedly they're pretty damn good in Midnight. And you would summon bosses like while doing your rotation from Sunwell Plateau raid, which is pretty cool. So you would summon bosses like you don't summon Kil'jaeden. I don't see Kil'jaeden there, but you would see like the Eridar twins, Thelmus, I maybe Muru, Caligos was one of them. Not Caligos. Brutalis was one of them. Yeah, not Caligos. Caligos is pretty much all the demon bosses, except for Kil'jaeden. It'd be kind of ridiculous if you could summon Kil'jaeden to do your bidding as a player. But maybe you can. I don't know. I've seen a few of them, though. But it looks pretty cool. I'm not too sure what server I would play on. I'm going to probably start from level 1, though. I think this is inside the dungeon, the Lost Dwarves. You could either play... Well, pretty much all the servers are linked together. It doesn't really matter what server you play on retail anymore. Except the RP servers. So the RP servers seem to have more of a classic vibe to it. It's sort of like a standalone server. And they try to limit sharding as much as they can. Oh, damn, we're going to pull this coyote here. And the reason why they try to limit sharding is so during RP events, you can just go to Stormwind. It just makes it a better RP server. So wherever you go, you can, like, say someone's in Stormwind and they say meet me in Stormwind. You don't have to figure out which layer they're on or what shard they're on. You just go to Stormwind and they should be there.
Interested on a pint? Hammertoe's alive! This is amazing, adventurer! Adventurer, can you find him? Can you find Hammertoe in
pick these
Ultimate?
up, see what
If
happens.
those dirty Shadow Forge are holding him hostage to figure out what he knows about the Titan excavations, then all of Ironforge could be in huge trouble. For a long time now, those Dark Irons have been looking for magics to make more powerful golems. Hammertoe was doing the same, of course, but only to stop them. They're probably keeping him alive until they learn what he knows. You've got to hurry if you're gonna save him. Hey, adventurer! Be careful round here. There'll be dark iron dwarves all around. Look like the Shadow Forge clan. They just attacked the excavation site I was working at. Killed nearly everyone there, including my boss Hamato. I barely escaped with me life. The site's just to the north of here. And I'm trying to plan a way to get some of our supplies back, especially me lucky pick. Think you'd be up to helping me out some. One of those damn dark iron must have my pick. Could be any one of them. In our hurry to leave the Uldaman excavation site, we were forced to abandon many wagons and crates of supplies along the way. The local ogres from Camp Kosh have been on our abandoned equipment like vultures on a rotting corpse. Don't smell much better either. Than the corpses, I mean. Anyways, they took the cart that was carrying all our weapons and such. So, well, this is a bit embarrassing. We haven't been able to get any food. We're in a bit of a pickle here. Suppose you could help us out.
A while ago, I had an incident with the Shadowforged dwarves. They brought me to Angor Fortress to study 2 types of strange stones from Uldaman. I discovered that the stones were sustained, stable power sources if treated correctly. It's amazing the things one can find in that old dig site. Anyway, after I told them the secret of the stones, they kicked me out of Angor Fortress and began digging for more in Uldaman. I want those stones for myself. Bring me both types and I'll pay you plenty. Oh, yes, my barbecued buzzard wings are a favorite. The sauce is rich and the meat is tangy, and the smell will bring the hungry running from miles away. I have everything I need to cook up a batch. Everything, except the buzzard wings. If you want some, then get me the buzzard wings. Bring me enough, and I might even share the recipe with you.
This skeleton must be the unfortunate remains of Agmund. His body is broken and battered and his bones picked clean. Agmund's tracks lead from the west. It is easy to tell from the bloody smears across rock and sand that the dwarf crawled some distance. And here, he died. Upon close inspection, the word Murderlock is roughly scrawled in a patch of Badlands sandstone, scrawled next to Agmund's dead hand.
Alright, so we found Agmund, and now we have to take down these trogs here. Quite a few quests we have to do. We might be doing a few episodes here in the Badlands. Then eventually we have to make our way into Uldaman and complete quite a few quests in there as well. Yeah, I was debating on playing on Moonguard. It's just it's a server that's just different from every other server in retail WoW. Can get a little strange though, especially in Goldshire. So, but a lot of RP is pretty chill for the most part. It's too bad that it gets such a bad rap. But what I would consider it to be, it's sort of like a Dungeons and Dragons server. People go on like little, you join guilds and they create little campaigns and can go on like a little campaign in Azeroth. It'd be cool to check out. I've never played on an RP server in retail, and supposedly like Moonguard is the ultimate WoW RP server, so it would be interesting to check it out and see what it's like. While also, checking out Midnight and all that. And I was debating on making a warlock sort of like our warlock here. Will look exactly like him. Just a gnome warlock. I'll have to download all the RP add-ons and stuff. But I think it would be a fun little playthrough. See what all the new stuff is in the game and in retail, and then also explore a new kind of server that I've never really played on before, other than when we played on Grobulus. Grobulus was like an RP PvP server, so it was kind of a mix. Moonguard is like the ultimate RP server, so we'd see even more RP stuff going on that server compared to when I was on Grobulus with my Hunter and Shaman. Those servers were pretty cool. I joined a Dwarf guild on my Dwarf Hunter, and we went on a few campaigns. It was fun. But some RP gets a little bit sexual. I don't really like... I wasn't going to talk about it, but it gets kind of weird. I'm not really... to each their own, right? It's not my thing. But it gets like that on that server sometimes. And if that's what they want to do, that's fine. But we'll probably be avoiding that type of gameplay. But that's why the server gets a little bit of a bad rap. I'm not too sure how prevalent it is. Some people say it's not as prevalent as people make it sound like it is, but I don't know. We'll see. But the problem with RP servers, you're kind of closed off from the rest of the servers in WoW, I believe. Cool thing about being not on an RP server is you can kind of join a guild on any other server in the game. They've kind of connected every server, every non-RP server in the game over the years, from what I've heard. So that's pretty cool. So if you wanted to join like a mythic guild on another server, you could. But the problem is you wouldn't be a part of their guild, which is weird. Like their server guild. But you would be allowed to raid with them. So it's kind of strange, but they allow it to work. Heroic guilds are the exact same. The servers don't really mean much other than the RP servers now. So if you're looking for that old school server community vibe, I guess that's really only on RP servers now for retail. So it's debating on leveling a character there for the first time, just seeing what it's all about. So you have to find Murderlock here. He's usually hanging out in that little corner over there. How many shamans do you have to kill? It's the last bone snapper here. So there will be a Warlock playthrough coming up soon. Maybe it might even be out later today. We'll see. The plan is just to check out Midnight, see what it's all about. Check out the new leveling stuff that they added. Supposedly it's a lot easier to follow the story now. Because they knew people were kind of confused with how WoW's story is. What has happened with WoW's story. People are just like kind of confused, so trying to make it easier to explain that. So if you level a new character, kind of go through I think you go through Dragon. I'm not too sure. Is it Shadowlands first? I think it's Dragonflight, then the War Within would be next, right? They kind of explain everything that happened in Dragonflight and the War Within. Maybe they do Shadowlands as well. Because they used to have it where is he over there? He's not. Where the heck is Murderlock? Let's go to the ceiling ward here for him. Maybe this mage killed him. Yeah, he just did. Not. This mage just killed Murderlock. Damn it. He layer off of this? Should have joined his party. See if we can get off this layer here. Yeah, we'll see if we play on Moonguard. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. All my characters are on Bleeding Hollow. It's usually where I play. But it would be cool checking out a different server. Do we layer hop? I don't know. It's like Murderlock's still on the ground here. Could head down here while we're waiting for him to spawn and pick up a solution to Doom.
Oh my, there is a doom approaching. Mark me, a doom. No, I cannot speak of it, cannot utter their names, or they may hear me. But if we learn, yes, if we learn more of them, then maybe we can learn how to foil them. Maybe. Go into Uldaman. No, I said it. You must find the tablet of Ryune. Yes, find it. And don't make me speak that name again. It is deep in that place in an ancient chest. That's where it hides ... in a chest crafted before the works of any dwarf.
Oh, we could look for a few gizzards, I guess. While Murderlock spawns. Could also head over here and pick up the supply crate. Yeah, not too many people out in the world. The sad thing is it's all split up into different layers right now. Like there's like 10 layers, but everybody's out in, Outlands. So we barely see anybody out here while we're questing, except for that mage. So questing will be a little bit brutal. I wouldn't say brutal, but just not as like active as it was when I was leveling my paladin. I was leveling the paladin. There's just a lot of people just leveling up. But even then, there was like quite a few people boosting, right? So nobody really. It's rare to find people out in the world leveling. There's another warlock there. A lot of Alliance. I think he might be doing the Mirage quest as well, potentially. That's why I hope in Classic Plus, if they ever make Classic Plus, which I think they will eventually, we keep everyone on Azeroth, right? And Kalimdor and the Eastern Plaguelands. The world just feels more alive when you... In my opinion, I think look at that, a human face. They have a human face here. That looks so strange. I didn't know they had that here. Poor guy. There we go. We got the supply crate. And Moonguard is an Alliance server. It's mostly Alliance. There are some Horde. But it is mostly an Alliance server, so we'll probably be going Alliance. That's why I'm thinking about playing a Gnome. Gnome Warlock, just look just like this guy, or try to make him look like this guy as much as I can. This little guy will be traveling through different timelines. And then we'll get to compare the two styles of Warlock. Drain Life's pretty strong. You're pretty. You kind of feel like a Warlock tank. Alright, so we got the supply crate. I guess we'll turn in Mirages. We'll head back down here, and hopefully we can find Murderlock.
You got my attention.
Thanks so much, adventurer! While you were gone, I... swallowed a mouthful of sand. Well, enough of that! We'll go out and get some food tonight. Eat like kings! It's going to be tough going here if I can't manage to scrounge up some materials to construct some defenses and other necessities. I've noticed that the ogres in the area seem to be well equipped with scrap metal. Maybe the stories of siege engines in the Badlands weren't so far off after all. Anyways, the prospector's been getting worried about the state of our little camp, so I'd like to get working soon if I can. The main ogre camp is at Dustbelch Grotto.
There he is.
Good trek to the west of here.
Wow. Can you get aggro off of him here? Maybe, maybe not. Be in trouble here. He's gonna put up all these wards. Yeah, Murderlock could kill us. Gonna have to kite him a little bit. He'll die to the dot. Let's see if we can Warlock tank this guy. And go Murderlock down. Alright, so we just need some gizzards, and then we also need... What else do we need? Rock elemental shards as well. And then we have to turn all of these in. Murderlock. Excavation report. Do we have to go back to Ironforge? No, not yet. Yeah, we'll focus on the Badlands reagent run. We'll head back over here. See if we can get this done. Maybe we can turn in Murderlock. That might be a good idea. And the leveling in retail is pretty quick. We'll be able to get to the midnight part of the expansion shouldn't take too long. But I am interested to see if by the time we get there, will we be able to understand, like, where the story's at? Like, you know what I mean? Will we be caught up or feel like we're kind of caught up and understand the story when we reach the midnight part of the game? I hope that's the case. So that is supposedly the goal with this new leveling game mode that they've been working on. And the cool thing about playing on Moonguard is we won't have any gold. Like, pretty much anything. So, it's kind of like starting from scratch in retail. But the thing about retail, it isn't hard to make gold, to be honest. Supposedly on Moonguard, some gear that wouldn't sell well on like a normal server sells pretty damn well on Moonguard, because some people just use, it's like certain transmog that they're trying to collect, and if you get lucky with a certain piece, you can make quite a bit of coin from that.
This is sobering news, adventurer. But Agmond had a strong arm and a fierce hammer swing, and his skull was as thick as they come. Although he was killed by those cursed trogs, I'm sure he took a lot of them down. The last report I received from Agmond is troubling, more so now that he's dead. He mentioned that his diggers uncovered ancient urns at the dig site outside Uldaman. I fear that the urns he found at that site incited the trogs, just as did the idols I found here. I need you to get those urns for our studies. Go to the Uldaman site, gather the urns, then return to me.
So we'll head back. We'll turn in this level 15 quest. We have 25 XP for it. But we still have quite a few things to do down here in the Badlands. We'll try to finish this reagent run quest next episode. And we'll also get that final buzzard wing for the barbecue buzzard wing quest as well. And then after that, we can actually start making our way into Uldaman, and we will check that dungeon out. Hopefully finish all the quests inside.
No! Keep your feet. Bah! Ironband's having trouble with the trogs. I wonder if he wants that blast powder to aid his digging, or to aid his efforts against the trog beasts. Well, either way, it's powder well spent. But what's strange is I sent him plenty of blast powder weeks ago. I wonder where it went. We'll need approval to get Ironband more blast powder. You'll have to take his report to the Explorers League headquarters in Ironforge. Here's the report. Give it to Prospector Stormpike, and don't forget to duck after you deliver it. Stormpike is hot-headed, and he won't be happy to hear of Ironband's slow progress at the site. You'll find Stormpike in the Assembly of Explorers. Prospector Ironband is heading an excavation of ancient ruins east of the lake. His progress has been slow lately, especially considering all the supplies we've sent him. Ironband's a stout, honest dwarf who values results, which has me worried that forces are at work against him. Go to Ironband's excavation and speak with Magmar Felhew. He manages the details of the site and will know why there's a slowdown. To get to the excavation site, go around the southern tip of the lake, then head east.
What can I do?
Alright, we will do that. Eventually. I think we got rid of that quest, actually. But next episode, we'll be back in the Badlands, guys. And we will continue questing there. Hopefully we can get everything done. So we have all the quests that we need for Uldaman. So we picked up quite a few quests so far. We've got around 7. I think there's 1 or 2 more to collect. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.